Buenos días, buenas tardes y buenas noches. Otra vez, Spanish Nerd Livestream número 39. 39. If you don't know me yet, si no me conoces, me llamo Josué y yo soy el creador de este canal de YouTube, Spanish Blueprints. If you don't know me yet, my name is Joshua. I'm the creator of this channel, Spanish Blueprints, y estoy súper agradecido por estar con todos ustedes. For all those who are joining as well, if you never joined before, make sure that you suscribir a mi canal, suscribirte a mi canal. También dale like a esta live stream as well. Give this live stream a like. Hola, Sean Composer, ¿cómo está usted? Todo bien por acá. No me puedo quejar, aunque yo tengo un deseo para quejar a veces, pero sí, everything's good on my end. Thank you for asking. ¿Y qué está todo contigo? Ya llegamos al fin de este mes. It's already the end of this month already. I can't believe it. It's almost May. It's almost May. El mayo de este año. Qué increíble. Qué rápido pasa el tiempo. Hola, Jedi. ¿Cómo está? Cuéntame cómo están ustedes. Also, for those who are joining in, let me know de dónde es usted, where are you from, y también cuánto tiempo lleva estudiando español. How long have you been learning Spanish for? O otro idioma también, or any other language that you are currently learning. Sean dijo, estoy más o menos bien, estoy de exámenes. Claro que sí, porque estamos acercando a mayo, el mayo. I know it is coming to examination time for a lot of people, or a lot of students. Buena suerte con esto. ¿Y cómo está manejando esto? Tus estudios de español con tus estudios de la escuela. Cuéntame. ¿O son iguales? Jedi says, bien, chaval, tío. Gracias. Derek Well, hola, buenas, bienvenido o bienvenidos. Le doy la bienvenida. And if you're joining right now, let me know. Déjame saber de dónde es usted, where are you from, el país, the country that you're from. También, ¿cuánto tiempo lleva estudiando español? How long have you been learning Spanish for? Yo soy de los Estados Unidos, un lindo país. I'm from the US, United States. Y yo digo, 4 años estudiando español por mi cuenta fuera de la universidad o fuera de la escuela en general. So I have about almost 4 years now. It's been so long. 4 years studying Spanish outside of formal classes. So we're getting there. Por mi cuenta. Sean dijo, tengo clase de español. Ok, pero la verdad es no estudio tanto porque había aprendido las temas por mi cuenta. Ok, qué excelente. Y las otras clases son fáciles para mí. Qué excelente. Me alegra muchísimo. Sean says, I have Spanish class, but the truth is I don't study a lot. I've already learned some of the topics on my own, and other classes are easy for me. Solo estudio el vocabulario, Sean says. Okay, so Sean, you only study the vocabulary like on your own, you mean, or in class? Jedi, me pregunto, back at the taquería. Claro que sí, ya sabe. Siempre estoy probando nueva comida en las taquerías. Por ejemplo, me acabo de probar taco de cabeza. So I just had, I don't know, translate that to English, because I don't really know what I ate technically. But yeah, I tried taco de cabeza for the first time, and then yesterday, was that today? Yesterday, I also tried un taco de suadero, and also I have no idea what that is. So that's kind of funny. Pero me toca preguntar a uno de mis amigos para saber la respuesta. ¿Qué estaba comiendo? Cheek tacos. Wait, ¿cuál? ¿Cuál fue los cheeks, las mejillas? Was it the suadero? Actually, let me put it on here. Let me type it here. Make sure I spelled it correctly. Let's see. How did I spell it before? Da, 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 da. Suadero. Suadero. Barbacoa, cabeza. Ok, creo que es esto. Tacos de cabeza. This is what I ate. Then I'll post a picture in the community tab sometime this week. Pero siempre estoy probando tacos ricos. Mucho sabor. Sean dijo, para la clase solo estudio el vocabulario. En clase me hice recordar la gramática que a veces se me olvidan. Okay. So Sean says, for class, I study vocabulary. Well, I only study vocabulary in class. Me dice, I have to record grammar that I sometimes forget. Excelente. Sí, no, eso la neta, no tengo ni idea. La neta es, yo no sé. Solamente yo vi, like every time I go to a taqueria or a Mexican restaurant, Latino restaurant, I always choose items that I don't know what they are. So like if I see a name that I'm not familiar with, I always order it. I like to like try new things. And then también para agregar más vocabulario a mi lista, también, como yo había hecho durante todo este año. So taco de cabeza y taco de suadero. So like the two newest items that I have tried out. So this is the way that I've been learning. Learning new vocabulary has been pretty fun. So for example, since I don't know what suadero is, since I don't know what taco de cabeza is, I'll go ask one of my friends. Or I will ask one of the meseras, so one of the waiters or waitresses at the restaurant. So if I'm ordering my food, si estoy pidiendo algo, yo le pregunto o les pregunto, ¿qué lleva? Tú sabes que como que lleva suadero, como es carne o es vegetal o qué es eso exactamente. Y me describe exactamente lo que hay en este platillo o en este taco, y eso es mi respuesta. And I've basically just been writing down all these different ingredients for all this food. So that's been really helpful. And then just hearing the waitresses and waiters, los meseros y meseras explicando, o bueno, solo como hablando conmigo sobre mi comida. Por ejemplo, like sometimes I hear the words or the phrase like ahorita vengo or ahorita sale tu comida. So like soon your food's gonna come out. But like hearing that in Spanish is like it's been new. I hear different people say that in different ways. So it's been like really interesting. Pero yeah, Jedi, if it's puerco, no tengo ni idea. I don't know if it's pork or not. I would assume so, because a lot of items at like these taquerias are pork, but I'm not sure really. Jarel Mason, hola, buenas. How do you feel about movies and TV show dubs in Spanish? Yo digo, ¿por qué no? I think that is a great idea to watch movies and TV shows dubs in Spanish. Have you watched any yet, Jarrell? If I mispronounce your name, let me know. But I probably won't be able to like pronounce it better. So perdóname por eso, por favor. So excuse me if I don't pronounce your name correctly. I'm not the best at pronunciation in English or Spanish or really any other language. But yeah, let me know, Jarrell. What are you watching right now that is dubbed in Spanish? I don't know if you are right now, movies or TV shows. Eric, hola, buenas. ¿Proba tacos de lengua? Sí, yo he probado tacos de lengua, pero no me gusta el sabor, tampoco la textura. So the way I describe taco de lengua, for me is basically it's like tongue on tongue, because it's my tongue and I'm eating tongue. For me, that's what it tastes like. I don't like it that much. Yeah, like the texture is weird. It's like it's just like it's meat, but it's very light, almost like it's not super chewy. It's almost like a tofu, kind of soft and chewy. It's kind of like that, pero no me gusta mucho. Pero sí, es como una lengua y una lengua juntitos, es así. Es como tú estás tocando una lengua, porque es una lengua en tu lengua. Es muy extraño. Hola, hey, hey, yo, tanto tiempo. ¿Cómo ha estado usted? Y también, si estás entrando en ese momento actualmente, if you are joining right now, let me know in the comment box here, the chat box. ¿De dónde es usted? Where are you from? ¿De qué país es usted? What country are you from? And also, ¿cuánto tiempo lleva estudiando español? How long have you been learning Spanish for? Me interesa saber las respuestas. Pero Eric, do you like le gusta los tacos de lengua? I will say it was an interesting experience to say the least. And then there's also is it the liver? Is it pork liver? No, what is it? Is it pork stomach, right? Is pork stomach is that tripas? Ajá. Los tacos de tripas son el estómago del puerco, ¿verdad? Oh, you like those? Yeah, I mean, maybe I can get into them. I think I've had taco de lengua like I think only twice. I think yeah, two times. So maybe I could get accustomed to it. Quizás me acostumbraré a estos tacos en el futuro, pero vamos a ver. I don't think I'll ask for it too much, but yeah, if you ever try to practice your Spanish, you want to improve your speaking skills, I highly recommend going to any kind of Latino restaurant that may be in your community or in your city, if possible, if you could find some. Un minuto. But I will say the goal really should be, of course, is to order food, just get that initial exposure. But you, oh, hopefully my mic is not sounding weird. It's kind of buzzing on my end. Okay, ahí está. So, like, hopefully you'll get to the point where, well, before I was like, I was asking for my food and that was it. But now what I always try to do is make sure that I actually have a conversation. So, not just asking for my food, and that's it. Okay, yo quiero esto, me puedes dar eso, ponme esos dos tacos de lengua, y ya, y gracias. But more like, asking them questions. Como, ¿cuánto tiempo lleva trabajando aquí? ¿Qué me recomienda para comer acá? ¿Cuál es su platillo favorito? Sí, ¿cuál es su platillo favorito acá? Y también en general, ¿cuáles son los platillos que les gustas o que les gusta? ¿Y qué más? Oh, ¿qué le gustan? ¿Qué le gustan? I try to have a conversation like that, but of course it depends on if the waitresses and waiters, los meseros y las meseras están ocupados, porque eso también pasa muchas veces también, como la taquería, el restaurante está llena de gente. So sometimes, if you get a restaurant that's filled with a lot of people, then that it can be a little bit difficult to have like more of a conversation because they're jumping from table to table. Pero sí, eso es la clave para mí. No, at a move past from just talking about or just asking for food, right? Like a lot of us language learners, well, we'll learn those phrases, but then tenemos que como llegarnos más fuera de ahí. So we kind of have to I would recommend definitely pushing ourselves past there and try to have more of a conversation. So then it's not just like, okay, I memorize a few phrases and that's all I have. I can only ask for food, but I can't talk about anything else. So that's what I've been trying to do as much as possible. I mean, it could be simple as that. Asking them, what their favorite food is, asking them what they like to eat in that restaurant and what they like to eat in general. Um, y para mí, porque me encanta, estoy apasionado del baile. I always like to ask, like, oh, you like to dance, things like that, or cuál es su música favorita. So, depende de lo que me rodea en ese restaurante, básicamente. Like, sometimes there might be some music playing, and I'll be like, le gusta, le gusta esta música que se pone acá. Algo así, algo muy simple, para tener una conversación muy corta. Or sometimes, if I'm ordering in Spanish, of course, someone might ask me like, how do you learn Spanish? I'm trying to learn English, or I don't speak that much English, things like that. Cosas así. Los Trigues del, I don't know if I know them. Los Trigues del Norte, Jedi. But that's what I've been doing. So, eating a lot of food. Bailando, claro que sí, bailando. Y todavía, I'm still working on trying to speak Spanish in different settings. So, like, in more of like a dance setting, a club kind of setting, Latin club, trying to figure out how to have conversations there. That can be a little difficult sometimes. Los Tucanes de Tijuana, I think I've heard of them before. Because right now, I say I'm still pretty limited when it comes to explaining in Spanish how to do a particular movement or something like how to do a particular dance. Por ejemplo, si estoy bailando con un muchacho ahora mismo, yo tengo mi pareja frente de mí, pero yo tengo que como girarla o girarla. Okay, da una vuelta. And then sometimes if I say that, they don't understand what I'm saying. Okay, I'm like, como da una vuelta. Como yo tengo la mano en mi mano, así, como así, con mis dedos, y yo intento girarla así, como una vuelta, un círculo, una vuelta. Y yo intento explicar esto en español, pero me cuesta, porque es bien difícil para explicar los bailes, los pasos de baile, porque son muy técnicos los pasos, muy técnicos. So that is my biggest challenge, or one big challenge I'm working on right now. Quick tempo. Hola, hola, buenas, buenas. ¿Cómo está usted? I didn't miss it tonight. Yeah. Good to see you here. Bienvenido. Raxu, buenas noches. Hola, buenas. Estoy hablando de lo que estaba comiendo y bailando un poquito. So, it's been chit-chatting a little bit about some new tacos that I've been eating and some Mexican restaurants and taquerias, and how I like to have conversations and these types of settings because it helps me out a lot. And I've been learning new phrases and new words and through food. Like, that's pretty amazing, right? One of those phrases being ahorita sale tu comida. So I think this year was the first time I really heard that and understood it when someone told me, como ahorita sale tu comida. So like your food could be coming out soon. Or okay, or for example, if I say to a mesera, si le diera a una mesera, a mi mesera que necesito más tiempo, necesito unos minutos para pensar en lo que voy a pedir, me digo, o me dicen que, okay, ahorita vengo. So like ahorita vengo, or ahorita vengo, just like, oh, I'll be back. But I'm learning all these new phrases, like very simple words, very simple phrases, just by listening to like waiters and waitresses. So a lot of new vocabulary. It's great. Quick tempo me alegra muchísimo. Todo bien por acá. ¿Cómo está usted? Estoy excelente. Excelente y muy feliz. Muy feliz para estar vivo. Ser vivo. ¿Es el estar vivo o ser vivo? Estoy vivo. Estoy vivo. Quesadillas con sauce avocado. You know what? I'm not a big fan of avocado. I think I've said it before. I'm not a huge fan of avocado. I don't know why, but I'm not a big avocado fan. También siempre yo pido con todos mis platillos, yo digo que yo como mis tacos, mi platillo, no sé, de bistec, plato, el plato Jalisco o lo que sea, yo digo o yo pido sin crema, por favor. So, like without sour cream, because I'm not a big fan of sour cream either. Yo, qué es taco de lengua? La lengua vi un video de No Sabo Kid con un chiste de eso, yo morí de risa. Yeah, so taco de lengua is exactly how you would translate it. So it's beef tongue. If I'm correct, Jedi, por favor, deja, déjame saber si no me equivoco. But from what I remember, it is beef tongue. But I'm sure that they probably that there are other types of tacos de lengua that are from maybe other animals. But from what I remember, it is beef tongue, and I don't really like it that much. But yeah, I do like watching a lot. I see like a lot of videos like now, like that as well. AEAO of no sabo kids like on Twitter and Instagram. Yeah, they are pretty funny. Okay, gracias, Jedi. Y eso es la buena cosa, eso es la buena cosa de mi live stream, de mis videos en directo. It's one of the amazing things about me having these live streams is that many times we have native Spanish speakers from Spanish speaking countries that help me out a lot with different words I don't know. Okay, so okay, Jedi. So Jedi says, hay tacos de lengua y tripa de cerdo. So, okay, sí. Yo probé un taco de tripa o taco de tripas. em, pero tripa es un nombre, sí, la ayuda, ya tú sabes. Ok, tripa es un nombre del órgano o solamente es un nombre de ese taco en general. I'm not exactly sure if tripas is the actual organ or if it's just like the name of the taco. But another word that I learned this year was let me make sure I have it correctly. I want to make sure I have the accent mark over it, and I'll put it on the screen here. And I like to say this word a lot too. But this is another word. Los intestinos. Now, this is another taco that I ate. This was it a taco or was it bidi? Mm, it might have been a taco. I think it was a taco, but it's el hígado. I like saying this word a lot, but this is liver. So it's I assume it's the liver of el cerdo. Yo creo. So I've been eating a lot of different parts. Okay. See, so it's the liver of a pig. So 'cause I've been eating a lot of different parts of animals that I haven't really been eating before. So it's been pretty fun and been learning a lot. Let me know in the chat. What's like the most like the most strangest things. Like one of the most strangest food. One of the English English me complica. One of the most strangest food items that you have eaten in like a Latino restaurant or in a Spanish speaking country that you have visited. Déjame saber. Jedi dijo, or yeah, organ of pork, el órgano de cerdo, and liver hay hígado con cebollas, liver with onions. Yeah, it's pretty good. I like birria. I like birria a lot. I tried that for the first time this year as well. But these are different because they have like their own special, not special, like their own just it's just like it's like a separate type of like restaurant. Like I've been to places that are called taquerías, and como se vende como un poco de todo and varios platillos, but then there's have taquerías, but then there's also birriarías. Y se vende birria. So that has been quite interesting because like those places are kind of different in what they sell food wise. But I love birria. Birria is really good. Okay, que excelente. Quick Tempo says hasta cocodrillo, cocodrilo y canguro. ¿Qué es canguro? He probado. So Quick Tempo has tried crocodile and canguro. I kind of want to guess what that is. I think I may know, but I'm a little scared to look it up. If if I'm right, let me see. Déjame ver. Canguro. Let's see what Spanish Dick has to say. Are you serious? It's actually kangaroo. Oh, that sounds. I like that. I don't know if you hear it. Canguro. Canguro. I like that. That sounds pretty cool. I've tried. I've had gator before. I haven't had cocodrilo. I don't know how to say gator. I don't know how to say alligator in Spanish. Pero cocodrilo no he probado. But if it's anything like gator, then I'm sure it tastes really good. ¿Y dónde se come canguros? ¿Dónde se comen esos? Este animal. I had no idea that people ate those. I mean, I should assume that most people have tried basically every living animal on this earth at least once, or at least have tried to cook it. I mean, I guess another benefit of me going to different Latino restaurants and taquerias and trying different Mexican food is I'm not just learning vocabulary, improving my Spanish speaking skills and things like that, but I'm also just learning a lot more about culture in general. So learning what people are eating in different countries. That's also really interesting. See, learning about culture, how different people around the world uh, what to eat, how they make it as well, because that makes actually a big difference. Cómo se preparan la comida, porque el proceso es diferente dependiendo de animal, de platillo, etcétera, etcétera. Es muy interesante. Oh, wait, cocodrilos are alligators. Estoy pensando los cal, en los caimanes. Quick tempo. ¿Qué son los caimones? So technically aren't, but generally that's how they're referred to. People don't know the difference. Oh yeah, no. Oh, I said I've had alligator before, but haven't had crocodile. You said crocodile son alligator. Crocodile son alligators. Esta persona caminas. Ah, okay. I kind of don't know the difference. From what I remember, I can't remember. Alligators are bigger than crocodiles, right? Or is it the other way around? And there is a pretty good show if you've never seen alligators being caught by human beings. It's called Swamp People. That show is really interesting. Oh, that show's been on for like since 2010. I wonder if they have. I bet I could put some like some Spanish subtitles. Well, actually, I don't know if Spanish subtitles will even work because of they have very thick, kind of pretty thick accents. Alligator hunting. Y también, déjame saber, how was your el mes de abril? Let me know how has been your language learning journey during this past month of April, because another month has already passed by, and I feel like I haven't done enough. Like actually, I still haven't finished this book yet, Fundación. I got kind of far. I read about 60 pages today, or like 50 pages today. 'Cause I was trying to finish before tomorrow because I haven't been reading consistently during this month. That's my fault. Es mi culpa. Por no haber leído tanto. So I might be able to finish today, but I still have 60 more pages. And it's not like a very hard read, but it's just, I mean, it's just kind of one of those things. It just kind of takes me a while to read like Spanish books. So I mean, it's not like a very small lettering or anything like that. It's pretty it's average, I guess, average size lettering. But it kind of just takes me a while to read in Spanish. But this book has 260 pages, so I really should just try to finish it tonight if I can. But if not, then I'll definitely finish hopefully in the next few days. Because I've been reading this book since I started reading this book. Let's see, the beginning of February, and right now we're almost in May, so it's almost a full 3 months. That is like a full 3 months, and it's kind of embarrassing because I want to read a lot more. I have many more books that I would like to read. I bought a lot of books at the beginning of this year. The next book that I'm going to read, I think, well, let's see. The first book that I read this year was 17 Minutos, Entrevista con el Dictador, por Jorge Ramos, una entrevista con el dictador, el presidente de Venezuela. So I read that book in January. That was pretty good. The next book I'm going to read, I'm struggling to figure out which I'm going to read, because it might be this book here. It might be this one. La Sombra del Águila. It's like, I guess, a history book. I haven't really really dug into it or anything like that. Let's see. Durante la campaña de Rusia de 1812, en un combate adverso para las tropas napoleónicas, un batallón de antiguos prisioneros españoles enrolados a la fuerza en el ejército francés intenta desertar pasándose a los rusos. So this is a little bit about war. Looks like the Spanish are involved, the French are involved, and the Russians are involved. So that's something that definitely me llama la atención. Apart from this book, let's see. It's between this book and then this book here, Yo no soy tu perfecta hija mexicana. I've heard many good things about this book. It was recommended to me, so I might read this one next. I think about reading La Sombra del Águila first, because it's a little bit of shorter read. But I bought this book last year, so I kind of want to read this one first. But I should focus on finishing Fundación, por lo menos. Let's see. This book has La Sombra de Águila. Tiene 130 pages, so it's not a lot. Same kind of thing, though. Lettering is not like super small or anything like that, but it still probably take me a little bit, decently long time to read. Okay, let's get back to these comments here. Let's see. Quick tip: animal references in Spanish are honestly hilarious. Animal references, ask a native Spanish the difference between a rabbit and a hare, or a turtle and a tortoise. Oh, I've never asked them that before. Crocodiles viven en África y Norteamericano. Viven. Oh, y en Norteamérica viven los camines. Okay, I know that. It's good to know. Hey, Sean Composer, what is Avant? Because I don't know if that's an acronym for something, but that in French means, I think, before. Avant means before in French. Quick Tempo, my wife read that one. She said it's really good. All right, sweet. Wait, which one did she read? Did she read Yo no soy tu perfecta hija mexicana, or did she read La sombra del águila? Which one was it? This one has a lot of pages. Oh, I guess I don't know. It's about the same amount. It just looks a lot bigger than it actually is. It's almost about the same page as La Fundación. Why is it? I don't know why it seems so much bigger. But these two books basically have the same amount of pages, but this one seems a little bit thicker, even though it really isn't. Hija Mexicano, okay. But I love reading in Spanish. But when I'm reading in Spanish, though, sometimes my mind goes to wandering a lot. Like today, I was reading, but I kept on thinking about other things in Spanish. So it's kind of weird because sometimes I can't tell when I'm reading, or when I switch between reading and then thinking in Spanish, because I'm doing both in Spanish. But I get distracted very easy when I'm reading. So I gotta work on my focus. Sean Composer es una empresa que da exámenes de competencia en varios idiomas. En mi universidad usamos ese servicio para ganar el sello de, oh wow, qué larga palabra, bialfabetismo, bialfabetismo, alfabetismo, bialfabetismo. I don't know how to pronounce that word correctly. Rafael Icon. Hola, buenas. Disculpa por llegar tarde. No tiene que disculparse. Está bien. Gracias por uniendo. Y si no has hecho aún, por favor, si quieres apoyarme en suscribiendo a mi canal de YouTube, subscribing to my YouTube channel here. Also, liking, give this video or this live stream a like or a thumbs up. Dale gusto, as they say, as Spanish YouTubers may say. Dale gusto or dale like. Also, check out the links in the description box here as well in this live stream for some different language learning resources if you need some. Y regresamos al tema. Okay, so I got off track. Let me know how has your month of April been as far as your language studies? You feel like you learned a lot? You feel like you progressed a lot? What do you wish you could have done more of? What do you wish you could do less of? Like, do you want to change your study schedule? Do you need to study more? Déjame saber. Shakabotra, sé que odias los exámenes, pero creo que es diferente porque te dará consejos para cómo alcanzar tu español. Sí, esto es bien. And yo no odio como todos los exámenes. Like I didn't like the exams that I took in school specifically. because like como al fin de todo, como no era capaz de hablar, no entendí mucho de la gramática me confundió muchísimo. That's like the only reason why I didn't like exams. Like they didn't really mean much. I would say that. Like right now, if I say like, "Oh, I passed this exam in college," I don't think it would mean that much for like a job or anything like that. Pero como realmente sería más sobre mi competencia o mi capacidad de comunicarme, de utilizar ese idioma, etcétera, etcétera. ¿Qué puedo hacer con español realmente? But for something like the was it the Delhi exam? Oh, what's the one for Spanish? I think it's the Delhi, right? The DALAA. I mean, that seems pretty useful. And if I needed to, for example, if I need to, for whatever reason, take an exam for a future job or something like that, then I definitely would. But yeah, the DALA, DALA. I don't know if people say Delhi or DALAA. Quick Tempo says, think I learned a lot in April. Read 2 good books, had a lot of convos. Excelente. Me encanta oír esto. I read fairly consistently, even though some days maybe it was only 1 page or 2 pages, but at least I was still kind of reading. Oh, I was still reading for the most part, as much as possible. Reading, had a lot of conversations in Spanish. I would say this year I'm definitely having more conversations in Spanish than I probably have had ever in my life. So that's pretty awesome. Definitely more than last year, I would say, like thus far. Because I've been getting myself out there more, just speaking Spanish, basically wherever I am, and really pushing myself to use Spanish first more than English in different stores that I'm going to and restaurants, etc., etc. And con like amigos, y really trying to push myself to speak Spanish. And it's, sometimes it's difficult with depending on who you're speaking with, because even though you may, like in the United States, in los Estados Unidos, you may find a lot of Spanish speakers, pero a la vez, a lot of times Spanish speakers you may come across, they primarily speak English, como la mayor parte del tiempo están hablando en inglés y no en español, por el trabajo y que la mayoría de la gente habla inglés también en este país. So that's been like one big thing as well. I've been trying to kind of figure out like sometimes some new friends that I made this year, I'll speak to them a little bit in English, but then also in Spanish. So it's like always kind of like Spanglish with some people, and then other friends it's primarily in Spanish. Then I have other friends who are trying to learn Spanish, but we mostly speak English. So siempre estoy como tratando de adaptarme a personas diferentes y a la situación, porque cada uno es diferente. One thing I really want to do is buy some plants in Spanish, because that's something I never done before. So things like that is like what I try to push myself to do. Like I don't really know anything about like plant vocabulary, but I wanted to go to like a store, buy a plant, or ask ask one of the workers about plants. What do I have to do to take care of it? Blah 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 blah. Cosas así que necesito hacer para mantener esta planta. La comida, agua, la frecuencia de echarle agua, cosas así, to push myself to have conversations about different things. Like this year too, for the first time ever, I talked about I went to this one place to get my tires changed, and I never talked about getting my tires changed. I never talked to a mechanic before in Spanish, so I didn't really understand like anything like that what she was saying, probably like 50%. But I still pushed myself to have that conversation. And yeah, it was hard to follow. But that's how I've been pushing myself to have more conversations, and then also to learn more about different, to learn vocabulary from different topics. So, like for example, plant vocabulary, I don't know that much vocabulary that's related to plants. I don't know many plants in Spanish at all. Same thing with like auto shop or my eyes are watering. Perdóname. Las alergias, yo creo. Plant vocabulary, and then really anything automotive, como vocabulario de mecánico, vocabulario de vehículos. So that kind of vocabulary I don't really know about. So for me, it would be very difficult to have a conversation about cars, about mechanics, what needs to be done to my car, and things like that. Like what kind of like mechanic issues, because I don't really know that many parts of a car, and definitely not like what's under the hood in Spanish. Like no, I wish. Tamales dulces. Okay, Sean says, cuando termino el curso de busu, voy a tomar el Avant otra vez. Si logro mis metas, consideraré tomando la tele. Okay, so Sean, so this Avant, so I thought this Avant is not for school, or it is for school. Yo says, sí, no entiendo las calificaciones. Frijol de puerco. What else? Yeah, like car parts, I don't know in Spanish. I don't know animals in Spanish really at all. I know uno de los animales de la granja, but that's about it. I don't know many animals. I don't know many fish. I guess I don't really know many fish even in English really, but I don't know many fish either in Spanish. Or como animales acuáticos. Sí, animales acuáticos o animales de la tierra. Yo no sé. So it'd be nice to maybe have some conversations about that kind of thing, about animals, nature, la naturaleza. But like that kind of vocabulary, I'm not very strong with or familiar with. Like la naturaleza tampoco. Like I think I know like cascadas or cascadas. Let me see what that word is. I think that's like falls. Cascada. Um, or let's see, a fall or something like that. Yeah. So cascadas. I know that. I know Rio, Lago, Mar. ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más? ¿Qué más? ¿Qué sé yo? ¿Qué sé yo? I'm trying to think of cascadas. Yeah. So like como palabras así, yo no sé. Jedi me pregunto, ¿cómo es tu forma de learn un vocabulario? To repeat todo el día, tío. So how do I learn vocabulary? I mean, just like that, really. I kind of just look it up. So like right now, if I don't know anything about animals or nature, then I'll just go onto a website, or I basically just start reading about it, and I start watching YouTube videos about it. Por ejemplo, when I started to rollerblade last, or like 3 years ago, cuando yo empecé a patinar, pero con ruedas en líneas. I learned that phrase. Ruedas en líneas is like rollerblading. Porque tenemos los patines. Los patines are like skates, but like roller skates. But then rollerblades are, I think something they sometimes say patines de sport or de deporte, or they call them como, what did I say? Patines. I just forgot what I just said. Patines en, no, de rodeas. No. Rodeas en línea. Rodeas en línea, porque es como, wheels in a row. So, for example, so when I was learning that, I actually found a YouTube channel that was dedicated to learning how to rollerblade completely in Spanish. So I started to watch that video, and I started to learn vocabulary that way. So just listening, writing down a few words, cosas así. Patines en línea. What else? I'm trying to think. And then start learning different verbs, for example, verbs and nouns related to rollerblading. So patines, and then ¿qué más? Como doblar, flexionar, connect with your knees, flexionar, doblar, como flexionar el codo o el brazo y cosas así. Saltar, to jump, protección for like your protection, like your pads and things like that. I forgot what helmet was. Well, that's for the most part what I do. And the same thing with like dancing right now. Un minuto. So for dancing right now, I kind of do the same thing. Then I talk about it too. So like when I was learning the vocabulary that's related to rollerblading, then I would like talk about it, to myself, the different words that I'm learning, so I can get that repetition, and so I can remember it. Like now, I don't remember that many words. But like with food, like you notice, like I've been talking about food this whole time. I've been around food. I've been talking about food with my friends a lot, so I've been learning that way, learning the vocabulary words, and thinking about them all the time. On my notebook here, I write down the different plates or the different food items that I've been eating. So that helps out a lot. So I'm writing it down. Writing, for whatever reason, writing helps out a lot. So writing helps out a lot. So like here, let's see if I go to this page here. Ay, ¿dónde está? So here I have Tejano plate, arroz, frijoles, 2 enchiladas, carne guisada, tacos de, tortillas de maíz, tacos de beef fajita, tacos de barbacoa, y agua fresca. So it's really just getting like a lot of exposure to the vocabulary, over and over again. Again, like for right now, I don't know anything about plants in Spanish. I don't know anything about animals. But once I started to read about them, once I started to watch videos about them, and then getting the repetition, so like listening and watching that stuff repeatedly, day after day, week after week, and then actually start to talk about it too with different people. All the different things like help me to like remember new vocabulary for the most part, as far as getting like initial exposure, but then also to actually remember that vocabulary and then actually using it as well. Because one thing, like, just like to study vocabulary, I can do that all day, right? I can get flashcards and just look up, 50 animal, 50 animal, or 50 palabras, ay Dios, 50 animales en español, algo así. So 50 animals in Spanish, I could just, try to memorize, that vocabulary. For me, it's a little bit boring right now. I'm not a huge fan of, I'm still a fan. I mean, I still like, how do I, ¿cómo diría en español o en inglés? Yo aconsejo a todos los demás para utilizar las tarjetas y aplicaciones como sitios webs como ¿cómo se llama? I don't know, I'm forgetting like everything right now. It's right in front of me though. De Anki, but for me, it's really boring just to sit down and study vocabulary that way, unless I really have to. But even for French right now, it's hard for me to do that. Like for French, it's so hard for me to learn with to learn with flashcards, because I'm kind of over that. But eso es lo que yo hago. So maybe I should put that on my list for like the rest of this year. So there's still some topics I don't really know that much about. I mean, there's plenty of them. But as far as focusing on them, that would be learning more about dancing vocabulary, getting started with vocabulary that's related to like plants, nature, and the other one is just animals, because I don't know anything about those at all. And then I guess this year and last year, I started to learn a little bit more about like hair vocabulary a little bit, because I have a friend who's a barber, but I haven't really been focusing on that vocabulary that much. That's kind of hard. Hola, Kiki. Muchas gracias por uniendo a esta live stream. And Kiki says, patinar con patines en línea. Yo, sí, muchas personas me parecen que no les importan las clasificaciones. A mí quiero seguir de aprendiendo hasta un nivel que puede comunicar con otra persona sin lo difícil. Entiendo su meta. Kiki, I used to watch hair videos in Spanish. I like watching hair videos in Spanish. I do. I haven't watched them that much. I watched like a few of them, but not a lot. Avant es para ganar este premio. Ah, okay. Quick tip of my dance instructor only speak Spanish. I don't have a choice. Sí, así es como se aprende. And there's so many vocabulary words that are related to dance. It's like it's a lot. And of course with food too. But with dance, since I'm like completely new to it, it's a lot of vocabulary. Como pisar, balance, equilibrio, o balancear el balance. El peso, porque tienes que mantener como tu balance con tu peso, dependiendo de la forma en que estás pisando con tus pies. Hay vuelta, hay girar, un giro, vuelta. So there's a lot of vocabulary. Kiki has videos sobre la galaxia. No, I've never watched a video about that before. About the galaxy. Nunca. Ya me dijo, te aconsejo Josué, Josué, que pienses en tomar un examen de competencia con Avant. Creo que te encontrará útil y quizás ganarás un certificado que puede ser útil en el futuro. So Sean was saying here that I aconsejo. What is that in English again? It's like it's not recommend. It's like advise. It's like almost like I advise you, Josh, to think in taking the competency examine for Avant. I think you'll find it useful and getting the certificate would be useful in the future. Yeah, I'll look it up. Guys, should already know anything about it. Oops. Kiki says, Jedi Galaxy. Kiki aprendí cómo decir pajón, ni pelo alisado y trenzas a dos mono. Advise you. Sí, eso es. También yo aprendí de mono and then recogido. I've learned that as well. So como el pelo, pero recogido en el mono, en el moño. ¿Qué fue? Hay otro también. Como es recogido, pero hay otro nombre para referirse a ese tipo de cabello. It's like, I think it's, ay Dios mío, ¿cómo estoy olvidando todo? Sí, como una cola. Como una cola. Sí, no colorado, pero como el vestido de pelo que está recogido como en, no sé, un mono o algo así. Pero es como like una cola. So like, I mean, it's like a tail in Spanish. But like, I think that's like another way of people can say like ponytail. O también you can say como suelto, el cabello suelto, como ahora mismo mi cabello es un poco suelto porque se mueve así, más libremente. Es bastante suelto. Pero yo tengo como rizos. Oh, moño. Yo tengo rizos, but like from what I remember, I asked somebody about these because these aren't, I don't have braids. These aren't braids. These are just twists. But como cada vez yo le pregunte a alguien, so like, 'cause no, these aren't rastas either. So technically they aren't rastas. They're just like twists. Es rizado, pero eso es diferente. Porque un afro, mi cabello natural también es un afro, ¿verdad? Pero un afro también es rizado, es cabello rizado, pero también tiene otro nombre o bueno, cabello rizado, porque no es lacio, ¿me entiendes? But that's the thing. That's kind of a strange thing. I don't know. Every time I've asked someone, they just told me twist. So because braids are from what I've been told, like trenzas are more like braids, which what I don't have. Pero no sé. Pero si trenzas o cabello enredado, 32. Bueno, si dice. I also don't know why other people they don't know the name of it. Like, siquiera hasta mi amigo que es un barbero también no sé la palabra for twist. Porque si yo digo como tampoco mi, mi barbera tampoco. Ella es de Cuba. Y tampoco, o ella solamente se llama, me dijo que se llama twist y no trenzas, porque trenzas son un poco diferentes, pero no sé. Castaño, creo que yo había oído de eso, pero sí muy rizado. So I think of other ones. Pero el proceso de arreglar el cabello es otra cosa que yo no podría explicar tanto. O tampoco los utensilios de los barberos en una peluquería, en una peluquería. So I don't even know that vocabulary either. But I'm saying, yeah. So I mean, one of my hairdressers, she is Cuban, and she just called them twists. My other friend Dominican calls them twists, but not not trenzas. So I guess I need to ask more people what do they call them to figure that out. Pero sí, es bien interesante. I'm trying to think of how you would say like to twist. Quizás es enredar, porque ella utilizó how do I say this in Spanish? Una pene para enredar, y rotar como los pelos individuales para hacer un twist o con su dedo y con acondicionador y agua. But that process I can't explain in Spanish. I hope one day, but en este momento no tanto. But it's all these different things, all of these different topics, and all this different types of vocabulary that really gives me like appreciation for a lot of immigrants and things like that come to to the U.S. Because quizás no say nada de español, right? Or they don't know anything about English. But imagine if you go to a Spanish-speaking country and you don't know Spanish at all, but you still have to live there and you still have to figure out how to, cómo conseguir tus necesidades básicas y etcétera, etcétera. Just para ser secador de pelo. Acondicionador, lo que yo dije. Acondicionador o aceite también. Aceite, like oil. Aceite. Cepillo. Cepillo is brush. Yeah, it's brush. Livia Arnold, hola, buenas. Thank you for joining. Bienvenido. El shampoo. I like how el shampoo is just shampoo. I don't know how to say pick in Spanish either. Like an afro pick, like un pene, pero para un afro. No sé cómo se dice eso tampoco en español. No sé si es lo mismo. Hola, bella. Hola, buenas. Tijeras de corte, says Jedi. Qué bueno. Tijeras de corte. Shampoo is slang for champagne in Argentina. Oh, I didn't know that. Shampoo. See those twists. What was I saying? Oh yeah, more of appreciation for those who come to the United States to live, but don't speak either, or they don't speak English at all, or they speak very limited English. Because me trying to do all these different things in Spanish is incredibly challenging. I mean, even talking about plants is difficult. Trying to what was I just talking about? Oh yeah, going to a store and asking about buying a plant in Spanish, or how to keep a plant from dying, or going to renting a car in Spanish. That's kind of difficult. Really, anything como que tiene documentos legales así, para mí is bien difícil. Or maybe you're getting apartment, renting apartments, signing documents, all the different things in your second language, man, I have a lot of respect for people. Como este tipo de cosas son muy difíciles. Son difíciles. Kiki says, I got that from Muneca Brava, so I don't know if they still use that. It was early 90s. Okay. Penny Afro, Púa. Sí, y también como literalmente cada cosa. Mira, cuántos estudiantes de español, how many Spanish learners, like beginner Spanish learners, or even like at intermediate or advanced, have even just struggle ordering food in Spanish, right? Especially when it comes to numbers. Really, when you're buying anything, cuando estás comprando cualquier cosa en español, and then you hear them, say like a lot of numbers really fast, you're just like, wait, what did it say? What? Y empieza a hablar sobre no solamente el precio, el total de la venta, pero también de las rebajas, de bolsas, si quieres una bolsa, tenemos una tarjeta, se puede quitar, no sé, $15 de precio porque tenemos una rebaja. Es como un montón de cosas. Muñeca. Oh yeah, then like an example I just gave it as well with me going to a mechanic, and I didn't know anything about like mechan or like palabras de vehículos. So just getting my tires changed like in Spanish was difficult because like a lot of vocabulary I didn't really know. Like rotation, like rotaciones, y other in other words too. I don't really know. I can understand him. Send him the very best. So, fue difícil. Or difícil. That's one thing I keep messing up. I keep saying difícil. I keep saying difícil instead of saying difícil. I keep putting the stress on the first E. I say difícil instead of difícil. So I gotta stop doing that. Yo no sé qué es muy difícil para aprender otro idioma. Sí, es bastante duro y toma mucho tiempo. No es de día o de noche a día, de ninguna manera. Okay, am bean Bina. Oh, I'm half. Oh, I'm half bean Bina. Escuchas a Bad Bunny? No, realmente no. I'm not a fan of Bad Bunny. Please don't throw any tomatoes at me. Por favor, no tiras. No tiras los tomates. O los tomates. Not a big fan of Bad Bunny. I like when Bad Bunny is featured in a song. I like when he's featured in a song. For example, I think the first song that I ever heard Bad Bunny in was Dura. So esa es una canción de reggaeton, and that was made by Daddy Yankee. But the remix has Daddy Yankee, Nati Natasha, Becky G, and Bad Bunny. That was the first time I ever heard of Bad Bunny. Was in this song, and I liked it a lot because it's like the remix is really good. And then there's some other songs too that he features in that I like, but like the songs like his singles, I'm not a fan. Not really. Like I think he's okay. I think there's better como reggaetoneros. I think there's better artists than him, and honestly. Actually, I think I might even say that I like Becky G more than I like Bad Bunny. I like Becky G's music. But Bad Bunny did come out with a new song recently with el Grupo Frontera, yo quiero decir. Was it el Grupo Frontera? Yeah, Grupo Frontera. So yeah, so Bad Bunny just had a song, came out with a song with them. I know that song is gonna be really big because it's like targeting different people, because they are, I don't know if they're from the U.S., but it's like Mexican music. So it's like reggaeton music and Mexican music. So that's pretty cool. That's a pretty interesting collab right there. So I'm sure it's already like playing everywhere, especially como Grupo Frontera right now. They are extremely hot. So if you have never, let me put on the key right now. If you have never listened to Grupo Frontera, you should. They are, oh, static from my phone. Grupo Frontera, they are a pretty good group. Definitely check out Grupo Frontera. I think this is the hard part for me too, because like I'm not like super knowledgeable about Mexican music and Mexican dance. It's really difficult for me to tell the differences, como para saber las diferencias, para distinguir los géneros de música en México. For me, banda norteños, like they all sound the same to me. Oh, corridos, narco corridos, norteños, banda. They all sound very similar to me, so I can't tell the difference yet. Hopefully in the future. Right now, they all sound the same. I can't tell the difference. Cumbia, yes. Other ones, no. Levia Arnold, ¿qué piensas de personas que viven en otros países y no tienen ganas de aprender el idioma? ¡Qué asqueroso! Es lo que yo diría. ¡Qué asqueroso! ¿Por qué no? Porque estás chilling sin tener ganas de aprender otro idioma. I think for me, como no sé, para mí es como que es como muy complicado. No entiendo cómo se puede hacer cualquier cosa sin hablar el idioma del país en que estés. No tengo ni idea. Literalmente tendría que comprar la comida o utilizar personas que solamente hablan inglés o tu idioma nativo y ya, solamente eso. Para mí eso me complica, eso me daría mucho estrés hacer esto, porque no, para mí es como te presiona y también es que estás muy como restringido o como, ay, ¿cómo te explico? Restricciones. Te dan muchas restricciones si no eres capaz de hablar el idioma del país. Desde mi punto de vista, pero yo sé que hay comunidades de expats y cosas así, y también incluso en algunos lugares turísticos en los países de habla hispana, hay una amplia cantidad de personas que hablan inglés y hablan español. Entonces, quizás es posible, pero yo creo que solamente estás asumiendo, ok, yo voy para esa tienda hoy. Ojalá que alguien habla inglés, ¿me entiendes? Es como es así, no sé, en mi cabeza es como, ojalá que alguien habla español en esa tienda o en este restaurante. No tengo ni idea, pero yo no soy capaz de hablar el idioma acá, pero yo solamente voy a utilizar amigos que hablan español o encontrar lugares que hablan en dos idiomas. No me gusta esto. No quiero, yo no tengo un deseo para estar en una situación así, donde yo tengo que siempre preguntar a alguien para ayudarme, para traducir por cada cosa. Literalmente, estás viviendo en un país de habla hispana y no sabes nada de español. Para mí también, yo pienso que eso es muy peligroso, vivir así, como no sabes nada de lo que está pasando en tu alrededor. No tengo deseo para vivir así. Literalmente nada de nada. Entonces, sí, en resumen, me parece muy, eh, me parece muy difícil y estúpido. Pero funciona. Obviamente, se pasa. Hay gente que vive así sin problemas. Bueno, por lo menos mayores problemas. Es posible. Bueno, cada quien tiene su gusto. Pero eso no es para mí. Yo prefiero saber el idioma del país. O por lo menos intento aprender para saber más de qué está pasando en este país, qué está pasando en mi ciudad, qué pasó con mis vecinos, sí, las ventas o lo que sea, literalmente cada cosa. O incluso la medicina, por ejemplo, la medicina, cómo se puede comprar medicina sin saber el idioma? Sin un amigo o sin un trabajador que hable tu idioma. That's one thing I don't really know how to do either. Like I never had a doctor's appointment, or I never been to a doctor's, like a like to the hospital or a clinic like that, and have talked, only in Spanish. I've never done that before in a Spanish-speaking country or where I live right now. So for me, that would be like really difficult. And I speak Spanish, but for someone who doesn't speak Spanish at all, it's just like you can't communicate at all. It's just like I don't know how you would even do that. Yeah, even like when I was in DR, a few years ago, right? That was durante la pandemia, como plena pandemia, like durante COVID pandemia, the pandemic, and there was like so much vocabulary that was related to the pandemic and COVID and stuff like that, vaccines and toque de quedas. So like I was like kind of confused with all the vocabulary. So like that was kind of difficult trying to travel. Yeah. So I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. And then having to go to clinic, having to go to what was it called? Had to go to like one kind of clinic or something like that before I left the country, and like that was difficult too. I couldn't really understand anybody. Oh yeah, para las pruebas del COVID, like COVID tests and things like that. All the type of vocabulary, it's just like, that's a lot in Spanish. Okay, termina héroe, termina hero. New to the channel. Thank you very much for joining, and glad to see we have new. Oh, it's not a channel watcher. ¿Cómo describiría esto? Una nueva persona que está mirando, que está viendo mis videos. Muchas gracias. How long have you been studying for? So I've been studying for about 4 years on my own. Después de la escuela, so after school, after formal classes in high school and college and things like that. Pero técnicamente yo empecé a tomar clases por la primera vez cuando tenía 13 años. So technically, I had my first ever Spanish class in middle school when I was 13 years old. But it hasn't been like I've been studying consistently since I was 13. Not like anything like that whatsoever. Jedi dijo Bad Bunny on WWE Live. Yeah, Bad Bunny's all over the place. He's wrestling, he's acting, he's making music, he's having interviews, he's everywhere. I'm have been I'm gonna say mitad. Okay, mitad says, what state do you live in? I'm just curious. Estoy curioso o curiosa. O curiosa. No sé. Yo vivo en el gran país o el gran estado de Texas en los Estados Unidos. En el sur de mi país. Me llamo as, oh, this says, hola amigo, Josué. Y hola, me llamo, me da mucho gusto verle otra vez. Thank you for joining. Muchas gracias por uniendo. ¿Qué pasó? Quick Timber says, I'm about to throw more tomatoes. Yeah, I'm not a huge I am not a huge Bad Bunny fan. I am not. I'm trying to think of some other songs that he's featured in. Hmm. But Duda definitely was like one of my favorites. There's Duda. No, those are his album. You don't get his album. You get sus canciones. Solo sus canciones. If my phone loads. Okay. Kiki, me gusta me perero sola. Okay. I don't know if I heard that one before. Hey, yo, bienvenido. Tenemos 15 personas aquí. Sí, qué excelente. Me alegro muchísimo. Becky G. Becky Hey. Becky Hey. No escucho música de Becky G. Okay, you should. Okay, for whatever reason, one of my favorite songs of Becky G's is Pijama. I'm pretty sure it's Pijama or Pajama or oh goodness, English. Pajamas in in English. Let's see. Si tú me amas, nos vamos pa tu casa. Yeah, that one. That one is yeah, so he has two albums. So I mean, ella es nueva también. Ella es bastante joven y su primer álbum salió en 2020, en 2020, en 2019. So her first album came out in 2019 and her second one y su segundo álbum salió en 2022. Then her last album or second album came out last year. So she only has two. But she's also has featured in other songs like the one I just mentioned before. Dura, she featured in that song. At least some other ones too. So is it called? Is it called something different? More than like, I'm pretty sure you've heard. If you have, I'm pretty sure you have heard her songs before because I know they play her songs in clubs and things like that. So more than likely you have heard. If you've been to like in a Latino club, you've heard her music before. So if you look up, oh, okay, this is the one with Bad Bunny. So the song Mayores by Becky G. So Bad Bunny is featured in that song. So if you listen to that song, I bet you've heard that before, like on the radio or something like that. That song is played everywhere. It's Sin. Oh no, it's Sin Pijama. So yeah. So one of my favorite songs of hers is Sin Pijama. So without pajamas. Qué romántico. Qué romántico. And she also has a song with she has this so yeah, Mike Towers also features in one of her songs, Sesh or Sek. I like Sesh or Sek. He's a rapero from Panama. So he's pretty big now too. So he's a rapper from Panama. And yeah, Sin Pijamas with Nati Natasha. So I think is Nati Natasha, she's from Colombia, right? Is she from Colombia? Se me olvidó. Nati Natasha, Nati Nat. But yeah, Kiki, look up if you have time, look up Becky G. Neta que sí, Jedi dijo, neta. Órale. Jedi dijo, ¿todos podemos learn otro idioma? Claro que sí. Es importante para conectarnos, para festejarnos, amarnos, ayudarnos. Quick Tempo, Grupo Firme, Peso Pluma, el de la guitarra y Nathaniel Cano, vayan a escuchar. Ok. Muy fondo en un idioma. Sí, es bien fácil, mira. La única cosa que se necesita hoy en día para aprender un idioma literalmente es un teléfono. Un teléfono y una computadora y se puede aprender un montón de idiomas con varias aplicaciones y un montón de métodos de aprender idiomas. Es increíble el año en que estamos viviendo actualmente. Es increíble. Por eso razón yo siempre digo que no hay una excusa, ni una sola, para aprender un idioma. Es demasiado difícil, no tengo tiempo. Mira, son excusas. Deja de salir excusas, por favor. Es posible, tenemos toda la tecnología posible. Bueno, dependiendo en dónde vive, claro, yo sé esto. Pero para personas que tienen tecnología como un teléfono, smartphone, un teléfono inteligente, se puede muy fácilmente. En comparación con, imagínate, solamente libros, como aprendiendo un idioma sin tecnología, sin teléfonos, sin el radio, sin computadores, como antes, en el pasado, sin tecnología. Solamente tenías personas para hablar, con quien podrías hablar y libros leave us a texto. Yeah, that was it. Rafael, amigos, dale el video un like, por favor. Sí, dale un like. Yeah, if you're joining, dale like as the live stream. Give this live stream a like and also suscríbete a mi canal de YouTube. Subscribe to my channel. Suscribir. If you haven't already. Y incluso, además también, what did she say? She said, de igual modo también, de igual modo, del mismo modo, algo así. Pero también, also share my videos with your friends as well. And let me know if you're just joining right now. Let me know, déjame saber por cuánto tiempo lleva estudiando español, how long you have been learning Spanish for, and also de dónde es usted? Where are you from? El país específicamente. What country you're from. Kiki says, una mujer de RD me dijo que los dominicanos usan la palabra chillaxing para decir chilling. Yeah, I've heard both. So I've heard chilling like that, chilling con acento, chillaxing. También se dicen chilling. What's the other one? It's very close to chilling. It's like ay Dios mío. Oh, sí, relajado, tranqui. Okay, it'll come to me. Well, there's another word too that I've heard. I'm trying to remember right now though. Chilling. Yeah, but yeah, en RD como se mezcla mucho español con inglés. It's really funny. Como chepeta. Quizás ya sabe chepeta en RD. En RD, en la República Dominicana, se dicen chepeta para referirse a un carro o un coche. So they say chepeta, which is like Jeep, but then eta. I don't know where the eta came from, but they say chepeta, and that means car. Or one way that they say car. Levia Arnold, pasa aquí en los Estados Unidos también. He conocido personas que usan sus niños como traductores. Claro que sí, se pasa muchísimo. Y sí, you know, I've met people like that as well. O people como que son jóvenes y están traduciendo o interpretando para sus padres porque no hablan, Son los niños. Eso también me parece súper difícil, pero bueno, así es como se vive. Incluso yo conocí una trabajadora, una mesera, en uno de los taquerías que yo fui. I went to one taquería, and I was talking to one of my waitresses, right? Or one of the waitresses that was there. And, you know, she's asking me, how did I learn Spanish? And she's coming, she's older than me. Quizás en sus 40s, maybe like in her 40s or upper 30s, something like that. She asked me, how'd you learn? And she's like, I don't speak English. I'm like, come on, ni nada? She's like, no, I don't speak English. I'm like, oh. So I mean, a lot of people that are like that. I mean, you'll be in Texas, so I live in Texas right now, and I wish I was in a Latin American country right now. But no, I live in Texas right now, which is básicamente es un país en América Latina. I mean, antes fue México. So, I mean, hay un montón de hispanohablantes aquí en Texas. So, there's a lot of Spanish speakers here en Texas. Unos que hablan español, solamente unos que hablan español y un poco de español. Y unos que no hablan español de ninguna manera y solo hablan inglés. So, there's a little bit of everything here. Meet a lot of, I mean, that's a little bit of, that's everywhere though. I would say for the most part, a lot of people, may come here, they're first generation, immigrant and whatnot, and they don't speak the language of their parents, they don't speak the language of their grandparents, etcétera, etcétera. Por varias razones. Not Dominicana. Well, I didn't know. I thought she was Colombian for some reason. Who's the singer that is Colombian? Who's the artist who is Colombian? Who am I thinking of? Isn't there a female artist that is Colombian? Who am I thinking of? Is it Camila? No, no, that's not. I'm forgetting her name. Pero bueno. Ni modo. Termina Hero. Algorithm was good for once to let me to some of your videos a week ago. ¡Hey, qué excelente! El algoritmo está logrando. Eso me alegra muchísimo saber. Me alegra muchísimo saberlo. Me da mucha felicidad. Porque yo quiero alcanzar más gente. Eso es uno de mis sueños. Like, a dream. Mine is, to reach more people with my channel, of course. Y claro que sí, yo tengo más videos en camino. I have, two videos that will be uploaded this week. So keep your eyes out for those. And if you haven't, como si no has tocado el timbre in YouTube, it's not an alarm, notification bell. Si no has activado las notificaciones, no te olvides de hacer esto. Don't forget to do that so you can be notificado. So you can be notified for new videos. Yo digo, mi vecino siempre pone esa música, vamos a tu casa. Vamos pa tu casa. Es una buena canción, en verdad. Es como, no sé, es como tiene un buen ritmo. Nos quedamos en la cama sin pijama. Sin pijama. Ok, Olivia Arnold, ¿has salido con chica que solo habla español? Sí, yo había salido con una chica que solo habla español. Sí, una vez sí. Rafael, tranquilo. I love that word so much. Tranqui. Cara G. Yes. Caro H. Kiki asks, do you people think you're Dominican when you speak Spanish? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Sometimes people don't ask. Some people they may say Dominican, but I'll say normally if that's when I'm like really using my Dominican accent, they'll ask if I'm from the Dominican Republic. But when I'm speaking with new people I've never met before, I try to speak with as neutral Spanish as possible, but usually the Dominican comes out anyway. But some people do. I mean, I've gotten Dominican Republic, I've gotten Dominicano, I've gotten Boricua, Puerto Rican, primarily those two, Dominican and Boricua, mayormente. Kyle G, Jedi, TPM en Bacalar, México, también son las 10 acá. Así es. But we gotta develop it more. I think It's getting a little bit better because after I met some Dominicans this year, thankfully, there's at least from like who I've met thus far, there's not many Dominicans in San Antonio. Como ya conocido unas cuantas personas, pero no tanta. Kiki asked, do they ask you why you speak Spanish? Because you know you're, huh? Because you know you're Afroamericano, negro, un negrito. No, not really. It's fun. No, that's a funny thing. At least in San Antonio, like before, actually, it really depends. I would say it's like 50-50. Like sometimes people ask, and other people they don't ask. Or like other people, it's not like a surprise or anything like that that I speak Spanish. So it's just like or it's more like it's not like many people are really caught off guard. At least my experience being in San Antonio has been it's like kind of 50-50. Like some people may be like a little surprised, but other people there's no surprise at all. It's just a conversation. And more than likely because everybody speaks Spanish here. Quizás por eso. Se puede hablar español en cada parte de San Antonio, básicamente. Like you can speak Spanish literally everywhere in San Antonio for the most part. There's a lot of Spanish speakers here. But yeah, not really. I don't get too. Some people are surprised, other people aren't really. Which is like the main reason why I don't make videos like um like el este negrito americano gringo sorprende a los hispanohablantes con su perfecto español. That's like one reason why I don't make those videos. Because most of the time when I speak Spanish with people, they're not like surprised. So I don't make surprise videos like this American speaks perfect Spanish. Perfecto español. Because my number one, my Spanish is perfect. Y número dos. Yeah, it's just like, nah. Kiki says, I follow this Afro Colombian woman on social media, and it's crazy she only learned English a year ago. When people ask her how she learned to speak Spanish, well, that's funny. That's impressive. No, it's fun. No, it's funny because eso pasa también. I would say like I mean a lot of like my old boss, ella es mexicana, but you know como ella creció hablando español en la casa y ella habla o como me dijo como Tex-Mex entonces español y inglés. But like she can switch. Like for me, I can't switch in between Spanish and English like that, like really easily. I say that because I've been speaking Spanish for such a long time, and I didn't grow up in a bilingual household. But her, she can switch back and forth between Spanish and English, and there's like a very distinct difference. Like you can't like if she's speaking English, you wouldn't be able to, she doesn't have an accent at all. You wouldn't be able to tell like she speaks Spanish. And when she speaks Spanish, wouldn't be able to tell that she speaks English. So like with her, it's like that. Like, I've noticed that as well with like other like people who are grown up bilingual. Like when you go bilingual, you can switch back and forth between the languages like fairly easily, or some that I've met. So it's like really interesting. I was gonna sometimes. Oh, I'll say like usually like when I go out dancing and I speak Spanish to people, I would say that's when like most people are surprised. Porque número uno, porque primero como, I would say like yeah, cuando estoy bailando y estoy practicando con mi pareja, con las mujeres, ahí como como quiere bailar, cuál es tu estilo de baile preferido, algo así. Cuando yo empiezo a hablar en español, me pregunta eso, como, hablo español, and they always they ask me, so this is actually kind of different. So now I get asked if I'm Latino. So I don't get really asked. I mean, I still get asked like, oh, how do you learn Spanish? But first now it's like, oh, are you Latino? So they ask me that, like, are you Latino? And then, or are you Hispanic or whatever? I'm like, oh, no, I'm not. And then they kind of surprised like that. It's like, oh, why you know Spanish? So, oh, ¿eres Latino? I'm like, no. Pero bailes como un Latino y hablas como un Latino. I'm like, sí, yo sé. Eso es lo que yo sé. So that's kind of funny. So I do get asked that a lot. If I am Latino, I'm like, no, soy americano, soy gringo, solo esto. Pero yo tengo sabor latino. Y yo tengo la salsa y la bachata y el merengue y la cumbia en mi sangre. Kiki says, I once posted a video of me in Latin Reddit group years ago and people were like, maybe she's Dominican. Sí, se pasa, se pasa. Y yo solamente cuando hablas español como un mexicano. ¿Cómo? ¿Es una pregunta? Okay. That's funny too. So recently, because now I'm around like a lot of, well, first I got, like, first I started to develop the Dominican accent from being around Dominicans, going to DR. But now since I'm like around a lot more Mexicans, like someone told me that I sound like a mixture of like a Dominican and Mexican. I was like, oh, that's awesome. Because for me, it's como muy difícil para imitar a los mexicanos. So I might just start telling people que sí, soy mexicano y dominicano. Because sometimes I use like some words como palabras mexicanos y a veces que y me pregunta. I go say neta o órale o híjole o también mande. Porque mexicanos dicen también muchísimas veces mande. Como, sí puede repetir. Es muy parecido a esto, a esta frase. Mande. So yo digo eso muchas veces acá. Rafael, it's like you were talking to a different person. Exactly. It's exactly like that. That's funny. They sound completely different. Rafael says everything changes when they switch between languages. It's hilarious. It's really impressive. Rafael says languages carry a different aura, literally. I say the same thing. Yeah, porque yo soy como una persona completamente diferente. Mientras hablo español, pero con mis amigos dominicanos, pero también igual con mis amigos mexicanos. It's like with my Mexican friends, like I talk a little bit different too. Like, qué chingón, güey. Mira cómo te ves, güey. Órale. And like stuff like that. Oh, qué pedo, güey. And so with my Dominican friends, I'm like, quiero que manito, pero finalmente llegó el rey. ¿Cómo tú estás? Dígame, cuéntame, dame el dato, cómo has estado. But then, if I'm talking with Mexican friends, then it's like a pretty different personality-wise. It's really funny. Y oye, ajá. Sí, ajá, oye. Pero creo que yo digo oye en otras formas, no sé. Pero sí, oye. Pero para mí, normalmente yo utilizo mande. Kiki says if he acts like a duck, quacks like a duck, he's Black American. Do Mexicano. The Mexicano. I can definitely pull it off. Just give me some boots, un gorro, unas botas, y estoy gritando como mexicano. Yo puedo fingir el mundo. Hola Lili, buenas. Desde Cali. Buenas. Oye, yo no sé por qué tengo una amiga a trabajo, mi compañera que me pregunta eso, tú eres otro idioma, yo fui como soy africano como ti. Yo fui como yo soy. Oh, ok, ok. Ella también es africana y ella te preguntó si hablas otro idioma. Quizás se notó su acento. Pero eso la neta. La neta es todavía me complica intentar o imitar los acentos mexicanos. So I still have a lot of trouble with trying to imitate the Mexican accent. I'm really terrible at it. Only with certain words and like very, very short phrases, I can kind of do it. But other than that, it's like, yeah, it only comes out with certain words. I can't like maintain. I can't really maintain a Mexican accent for like a minute. I couldn't do that. I can't even for 30 seconds. I really can't do that yet. But ojalá un día. Ojalá. Pero yo escucho el acento como cada día, cada semana, entonces como yo podría oír o escuchar los acentos en mi cabeza, las voces en mi cabeza de lo que yo escucho durante el día, durante la semana, pero todavía me cuesta producir ese acento también. Lily says, me gusta cómo habla español y como la salsa. Remember, it's taqueria y no taqueria. Taquerias would be more like the gringo way of saying it. Una taqueria. Una taqueria. Instead of taqueria. También, mira, el Jedi. Hay varios mexicanos de Monterrey, que mudan acá en San Antonio y me cuesta entenderles también. La gente de Monterrey, yo no sé, pero wow, me sorprendió que todavía no estoy acostumbrado de entenderles. Pero sí, hay muchos mexicanos acá de Monterrey o la Ciudad de México también. Y sí, me encanta la salsa. Pero también estoy, como hoy en día, me está gustando la música mexicana. Pues de mentores son muy fresas. ¿Cómo que fresa? Kiki says, mi mamá dice quesadilla sin el sonido de Y. Ya se pasa. Así hablan los gringos. It's the same thing with basically any other Spanish word here. Quesadilla or guacamole. Instead of guacamole, it's guacamole. Quesadilla Amarilla. San Antonio. Instead of San Antonio. pero es San Antonio or Santón, they say that too. Santón. Los Angeles, no. Los Ángeles. New York, no. Nueva York. It's not Chihuahua, it's Chihuahua. It's not Texas either, it's Texas. Y etcétera, etcétera. Una larga lista de palabras que tenemos que cambiar. El sonido específicamente. La pura neta. Y también la clásica, and also the classic hola. Hola instead of hola. I do that for fun sometimes and say hola. Pero eso es otra cosa que me di cuenta de los mexicanos acá. Muchos saben cómo bailar cumbia. La cumbia. Pero yo no. Sí, la cumbia. Yo no soy bueno con la cumbia. Pero ahí va. Estoy aprendiendo. Este baile me cuesta, pero yeah, I'm trying to learn a little bit of cumbia, but cumbia is really fun, but it's difficult. But I've been to my first, I don't know what to call it, como diría, but if you think like a Latin club, pero puro mexicano, donde se pone solamente música mexicana, sobre ese baile, los estilos de bailes de México, se pone en banda, cumbia, en corridos. Hay otro también, pero se me olvidó. Pero sí, me encanta ese estilo de baile y ese tipo de club también, que es puro mexicano. Ey, ey, yo tengo una pregunta. ¿Cómo pronuncias esta palabra muy? Porque me la confunda con una palabra de francés moin o algo así, no recuerdo. Well, there's me. Me means perro. There's me is perro. There's me, perro, moin. What's I guess there's a few words that have like very similar pronunciations. I mean, I say muy, but I don't know how to say that in French. I don't know how to pronounce moin in French. I know me is perro, me. I said muy. Moin. And then what's mace in francés? Mace in francés. Ay. Okay. It's muy. So like they're very similar words. Yeah, me and then muy. Eso. Lily says, Kiki, you have the best of both worlds. Mexicano, Dominicano, Colombiano acá. But yes, that was the first time like a month ago now, where I went to that como puro club mexicano o un club mexicano. Y eso fue muy diferente. Like como ese estilo de baile cuando como tienes una pareja frente de ti y agarras la mano de la mujer o quien sea así y otra mano detrás de ella en su espalda así, y estás como, no es como tratando, es como caminando muy rápido y estás girando y dando vueltas con tu pareja y no sé, es muy, muy movido, pero no tanto. Y no es como, no es como salsa y también estás caminando en un círculo. Eso también me dio mucha risa porque, I don't know, it was like a completely different experience being in that type of like club. Like it was like super different. But I love the way that Mexicans party. Love the way that Mexicans dance. Love the way that Mexicans play their music. It is absolutely beautiful. But that was really fun. Pero es bien difícil porque mira, no es tan simple como se parece. It's actually really difficult to keep your hand up like this, como cuando estás agarrando una mano de alguien, de tu pareja, y esa mano atrás de tu pareja, porque tú, como pero bueno, el hombre o la persona que está, no es manejando, pero guiar, que está guiando este baile, esta pareja, you are like, como tú estás empujando o jalando esta persona o girando esta persona. So like you are doing all the movements with your arms and your hands are up like this like the whole time. So then your shoulders they get a little tired. It's actually really difficult. It looks really simple. It looks really easy because they're not like going very fast and they're going in a circle, but it's actually really tiring. And your arms get tired. At least mine do because I'm so new at it. But yeah, it's pretty difficult. And then como tiene que ser muy cuidadoso que no pisas el zapato de tu pareja. That's a difficult thing for me. When I'm dancing, it's hard for me to not hit the knees of my dance partner or to step on their shoes or sus tacones. I don't like doing that. Stepping on, no, pisando sus tacones o los dedos de su pie o las rodillas, chocando rodillas. Es como me da mucha vergüenza. Like, really embarrassing me. Like, if like my knees are hitting their knees. Or even worse, cuando nos chocamos la cabeza. That's why, like, como eso es lo peor. We're dancing, da 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 da, and then it's just like boom, and then como choques, es como un choque de cabeza, and then you hit your head on their head, and it's like really embarrassing. Don't do that. I think I've only done it like one time. Okay, maybe twice. Not that many times, but yeah. Un consejo para ustedes: si estás bailando, asegúrate que no estás chocando o no estás pegando la cabeza de tu pareja. No lo hagas, por favor. Yo digo muy también, pero lo he escuchado pronuncia muy. Yo no sé, porque I don't know how to pronounce that one. How to pronounce muy. But I do have a translator on my phone, so let's see. Oh wait, no. Oh, muy means menos, right? Muy means menos. Yeah, that means menos. Okay.
Moi,
Ah, moi.
moi, moi,
Moi.
moi.
But that sounds really similar to moi. Como c'est pas moi. Or c'est pour moi. C'est pour moi. Es para mí. All these French words sound very, very similar. Pero sí. Y, oh, wow. Son las 10. Son las 10:30. Ok. So, déjame ver. Ok. Yo diría que tenemos alrededor de 6 minutos más. So, nos quedan 6 minutos más. Porque yo tengo que terminar esta live stream. I didn't realize how long it's been going for. So, at 2 horas y 10 minutos, so 2 hours and 10 minutes, we will end this live stream for today. Pero si tienes preguntas, por favor, cuéntame. ¿Cuál es tu pregunta? If you have any questions right now, let me know. Also, don't forget to check out The links in la cajita or la cajita de descripción. Don't forget to check out the links in the description box of this live stream for some language learning resources. One being a PDF, a free blueprint for speaking, for having Spanish conversations, a Spanish conversation blueprint that is free that you can download, or you will click the link and then it will guide you to put in your email. So then once you subscribe to my email list, then you'll receive your Spanish conversation blueprint. And that link is in la cajita below, abajo, in the description box. So that's something I put together. I think, let's see. Yeah, I have 5 tips for those. 5 tips that I put in that Spanish conversation blueprint that I think have helped me out a lot to have better conversations in Spanish. So, ojalá que te ayude tampoco. O que te ayude también. Okay, EIO says, no como pronuncia muy correctamente en español. Muy just muy. Muy. But now you're mixing me up with French. Because now we have 3 words that sound very similar. Pero sí. Just muy. I can see now why it's difficult to separate from French. And I gotta think about how I want to study for May. What do I want to accomplish in May? I think in May, my main, what I'm gonna what I always work on usually is improving my pronunciation skills. So that's what I'll be focusing on during the month of May. Having as many conversations in Spanish as possible. Just trying to increase my confidence when I'm speaking as well, not mumbling, those types of things. That's what happens when I get a little nervous. I start to mumble a little bit, my mouth closes. Yeah, that's what this has today. So definitely speak more confidently, speak Spanish, have more Spanish conversations more, develop my Dominican accent, develop my Spanish accent. I have not been working on my Spanish accent like this year that much at all, unfortunately. Have not been really consuming any content from Spain either that much either. So sí, es como está bajando un poquito. My Spanish accent is not doing the best. So I definitely want to improve that a little bit more. And then yeah, so I'm always focusing on improving my conversational skills in Spanish. Always trying to improve my conversation skills, always trying to improve my communication skills, always. That communication to me is incredibly important. So that's something I'm always working on every single day. So that's pronunciation. That is being able to have long conversations about various topics, and struggle through conversations that I'm not familiar with. Again, like what I was talking about beforehand, different topics. So maybe I might, probably start venturing more into different topics too. I should probably do that. But I always have way too many goals when it comes to language learning. I have too many goals. I have way too many goals. I'm always trying to do so many different things. I want to read so many books because I bought so many books this year, and I would love to read all of them, but I don't think I'm going to finish all of them. I doubt it because these other books. Well, I have a few more, but got these books I would like to read. I don't know if I'm going to finish them because I'm a very slow Spanish reader, so that kind of sucks. But I'm definitely going to read more for next year and just try to balance French and Spanish is the best that I can. I think I'm doing better now. My schedule for learning French is better. I'm definitely consuming a lot more with French. So like before, I was scared that I was going to lose my Spanish if I put more time studying Spanish. But since I started to dedicate more time to like listening to French podcasts and speaking French to myself, reading a French book, my Spanish isn't gone. It hasn't decreased. So I know now that I can balance both languages decently while I can still, learn French vocabulary, learn French grammar, and increase my listening skills with French while still maintaining my Spanish, while still actually improving my Spanish as well. So, yeah, my Spanish won't be going anywhere anytime soon, thankfully. Yo averigua muy en tu aplicación. Okay. But yeah, those are the kind of the big things I want to focus on for next year. Always mejorando mi forma de hablar, mi pronunciación, también como ya había mencionado durante este live stream, mi conocimiento de la cultura. I'm always trying to learn more about culture. I've been learning a lot about Mexican culture, Mexican food, music, just by talking to many Mexicans here. Y yeah, I also learn more about culture because yo creo que la cultura y el idioma son como, es mezclado, es juntos o son juntos, no se puede separar. You can't separate culture from language. So culture is definitely something I'm really heavily focusing on as well. Quick Tempa, muchas gracias por venir. Me voy. Nos pillamos. Sí, nos vemos pues. Hasta luego y que tengan una buena noche. Rafael, Ica, muchas gracias otra vez, tú sabes. Sí, muchas gracias por uniendo. Thank you all for those who have joined this live stream de hoy. ¿Tienes Instagram en vivo también? I think I've had only one live stream on Instagram. I would like to do more, but I've only done one. I mostly just have live streams here on my YouTube channel. But yeah, I do have an Instagram. It's at Spanish Blueprints, so you can check me out there. I also have a Twitter as well that you can find. The links for my social media accounts are on my YouTube channel, so you'll be able to find them like on the homepage of my YouTube channel. So yeah, definitely follow me on Instagram. Sígueme en Instagram y Twitter para más locuras de mi vida. Yeah, thank you all again. And if you haven't subscribed, make sure that you do that. I don't know if it's a red button anymore. Maybe it's a gray, but if whatever color it is, and de cualquier color que sea, suscribir a mi canal, dale like at the live stream. And thank you again all for the support, of course, as usual. Thank you for watching my videos. Yeah, thank you for watching my videos. Thank you for leaving comments. Those are very helpful. They help me to continue to make more videos, make my videos better. Me da muchas ganas de seguir pa'lante, to continue to learn Spanish as well. So yeah, continue to leave comments on the videos that you're watching. I like to read them and respond to them, see what you think about them. And so yeah, para que continuemos la conversación, so we can continue the great conversation about language learning. Pero otra vez, mil gracias a todos ustedes por todo su apoyo. Thank you, everyone, for all of your support, your comments, watching videos, participating in these live streams. This is always fun. Like one of the best parts of my week. Love being able to comunicarme con todos ustedes y platicar sobre los idiomas, nuestras vidas y cómo los idiomas habían cambiado nuestras vidas. You can your powerful español. Muchas gracias. Yeah, so yeah, thank you all again for joining. Y don't forget about the links in the description box of this video. Y si quieres donar también, se puede hacer eso. If you'd like to donate dinero, donate as well to my channel to continue to support. You can do that if you would like. If you go to the link in the description box, there is something titled Support My Channel. It's my Buy Me a Coffee page. Y se puede donar ahí. Pero definitivamente, don't forget to continue to study. If you do make study plans, make sure that you make one or, create something, or at least have an idea of what you would like to study language-wise for the month of May. We're already in the month of May. That means 5 months or 4 months have already passed of this year. So this year is going by incredibly fast. So I know all of y'all have some goals that you would like to reach. So let's stay focused. Let's have fun. And yeah, enjoy learning language because it's an amazing opportunity to do so. And it's life-changing. It's fun every single day. At least for me it is. I hope it is for you as well. Pero por ahora les despedido y nos vemos muy pronto. So thank you all again y que tengan una buena noche y adiós. Nos vemos muy pronto. And don't forget to watch my videos that will be coming out next week. Hasta luego and have fun studying.